This is IGN. Toss a coin to your new Witcher. This is your IGN review of The Witcher Season 4 by Matt Fowler. It's another good, not great season for The Witcher, as the Spotlight Netflix series lands its most anticipated season since the first, thanks to a huge headlining actor swap wherein Liam Hemsworth replaces Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia. Season 4 continues the show's tradition of being a completely serviceable fantasy adventure with credible action and compelling characters, though now with a main story that feels more streamlined and focused as we barrel toward the end. Season 4 is actually better than Season 3, though not quite good enough to warrant that full extra point. Season 4 is also the most plain so far, and there's a clumsiness to the finale that may make you feel like the season should have either ended sooner or sprung for a 9th episode to resolve a few moments that don't land well as seasonal cliffhangers. It just didn't feel like a proper endpoint. Season 4 features 3 separate season-long adventures, each belonging to one of our main Witcher trio, Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri. These separate journeys, which keep the trio apart, harken back to the first season, though without all the Dunkirkian non-linear structure. There's a new framing device that I won't spoil for you, but aside from that, Season 4 is just a straightforward odyssey comprised of an injured Geralt trudging through the war-torn continent looking for Ciri, Ciri adopting a newfound family in the Rats, and Yennefer recruiting any magical woman she can find in an effort to take down Vilgefortz. It's probably the simplest Witcher run yet. Adapting Andrzej Sapkowski's third book in the Witcher saga, Baptism of Fire, with some tweaks naturally, Season 4 stumbles under the strain of being filmed back-to-back with the 5th and final season. We really do just follow these 3 stories from the first episode until the 8th, and they barely lock arms with one another. While there are a few chapters that have big enough or divergent enough elements to make them stand out as notable encapsulated episodes, Season 4 on the whole just feels like part 1 of a split final season. It's one big TBD. The 5th season will now have to contend with all the leftovers here and settle things on the Wild Hunt front, the wrath of whom is totally absent this year. Okay, so how is Liam Hemsworth? That's probably what everyone's come here to check on, honestly. Do we have a Temu Geralt on our hands? Well, it's certainly not a lateral actor trade in terms of star power, as shitty as that sounds, but there are a handful of things to consider here when I say that Liam Hemsworth is fine, but also, yes, you need some time to get used to him as Geralt. That happens with any big casting change, like going from Andy Whitfield to Liam McIntyre on Spartacus, if we're sticking with titular characters and Australian actors. Can a new actor come in and nail all the Geraltisms? Of course. Geralt is grim and gruff and usually only emotes on micro levels, but that doesn't mean we as viewers didn't form an attachment to the way Geralt looked with Cavill at the helm. You do build a relationship with an appearance no matter what. I will say that the series does a little Peacemaker-style trickery with the integration of Hemsworth into the lore, for those who saw what they did with the opening of Peacemaker Season 2, but also, for the most part, Hemsworth's Geralt barely interacts with his family in Season 4, instead building a ragtag Hans of allies as he heads to rescue Ciri from Emperor Emhyr, even though we know she ain't with him. The point here is that we're not immediately forced to accept Hemsworth in Geralt's most loving and nurturing form, like where we found Cavill at the top of Season 3. The Witcher Season 4 has more successes than missteps, but as a season, it feels incomplete and just part of a larger tapestry for the show's endgame. Netflix made a business model that's destroying the concept of episodic TV by wanting everything to feel like one ongoing movie. Still, we've gotten seasons of Netflix shows that feel like their own. This does not. It feels like we should be getting part 2 a month from now. The Witcher has had many uphill battles. Book fans don't like certain things. Game fans dislike other things. It ditched nudity after the first season and its lead actor after the third. Liam Hemsworth takes on an unenviable task here, but the results are good enough. He's not as striking physically as Henry Cavill, and while that's not everything, there are times when Geralt is merely that, an imposing physical presence. It helps that, story-wise, Geralt himself is off his game and going through changes of the heart. Hemsworth is also aided by a few other things, including a game ensemble of sidekick adventurers. His travels only take up a third of the season, too, as we follow 3 character paths. Finally, Yennefer has the best story this season, so you don't have to look to Geralt for that. Series parts of Season 4 are the weakest, but they're not enough to spoil what does work. The Witcher Season 4's IGN score? 7 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest updates on The Witcher Season 4, visit us at IGN.com.
SpokenLayer.